Hello everybody!
Hello, good morning, good afternoon.
So we wanted to get on here and make a little video about sleep because that's a really big one that we hear a lot of people come in and they say that they have trouble sleeping, they have insomnia, and sleep is just a huge kind of thing to work through because there could be so many components that affect your sleep, whether that's nutritionally or maybe just lifestyle wise. So we want to take you through our sleep routine and just give you some of our best practices to help you sleep better.
It's also the most important thing for our bodies. Like we don't give it enough credit. Like when you feel like you're starting to get run down or sick, you need to sleep more, because if you're not getting enough sleep, you're definitely going to get sick, because that's when your body repairs and it heals. So.
Yeah. Even when you're not getting sick, that's just when your body is able to work through everything. And so if you're not sleeping, you're going to feel a lot worse throughout your day.
Yeah, and you're just compromising your immune system. So, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'm sure. Are you just going to go back and forth?
Whatever you want.
Okay. I guess one thing that I like to do, and my husband calls me a vampire, is dimming the lights. Once the sun goes down and you turn on the lights, it's important to not have a ton of bright lighting, because that's how your body starts preparing melatonin. It's how you align your circadian rhythms. If you have all these bright lights, whether it be in your house or even just on your TVs blasting, your brain isn't going to start getting the signals like, okay, it's time to prepare for sleep. It's time to prepare for melatonin. So instead of having all the recessed lighting on or just even bright, cool LED lights, oh my gosh, that's like the worst thing ever.
Oh, it's annoying.
I have just little lamps on around my house, and actually she found these Himalayan salt bulbs. So instead of regular bulbs, they're Himalayan salt bulbs. So it's almost like it's lit. It looks like it's lit by like candlelight almost, and it's just so nice to your eyes, and that alone will just help you sleep better.
Also, this phone, put this down. Okay, so this is along with the lighting. The phone keeps your brain in fight or flight if you're looking at it. So like I won't even look at my phone. So if anybody are wondering why I don't answer you usually like 7 o'clock at night, it's because I don't have my phone with me, because I put it down, and so I charge it somewhere where I'm not even going to be tempted to pick it up.
Yeah,
because it really does jack with your sleep. And I also turn it the
brightness.
dimmer, the brightness down, because even like when I wake up in the morning, I don't do that either. I don't look at it, but so that it's dimmer. So when you do look at it, if you do have to, it's not like putting your brain in like almost an automatic fight or flight, because that's what it does. And that's why we get so anxious. And then it causes you not to be able to settle down at night.
Yeah.
The one thing I do and I love is magnesium lotion. So I put this on. It smells like marshmallows. I put it on my chest. And even if I always get like tense like shoulders, so I'll put that on my shoulders. I put it like over here, but a lot of times I'll put it on my chest, because that's how you absorb it, because magnesium sits in the tissues. And so when you put it on topically, it absorbs better than if you take it orally, because you're getting it faster. But also, even if you have stomach, like digestion, I always just put it right here too, and I rub it on my stomach. It's thick and it's really awesome. And I get it at Sprouts, so it's easy. And then sometimes I'll put a little bit of nerve cream on, because it's got so many amazing things in it, and it also brings blood to the surface. So after a night, if you're a grinder, so I grind my teeth sometimes. Sometimes I actually do. I think I've cracked a tooth before. But you put it down here, and you put it on your neck, and then you just, because it'll bring blood to the surface, so then it helps you to not actually grind as hard. But also it opens up your nasal passageway, because there's menthol in it. And so I always will just kind of go like this, and it really helps.
And then another thing that has really helped me is making sure that you stop eating at least 3 hours before bedtime. Also, to add to that, if you are taking any like melatonin, nighttime vitamins, nighttime medications, do that at least 2 hours before bed. because instead of working on resting and healing and repairing, your body's going to be using all that energy into digesting all the stuff that you just ate very close to bed. And so that's why a lot of time when people eat too late, they don't wake up feeling rested, because your body actually has been working to digest all the stuff that you ate late at night.
And you create human growth hormone. So I'm 48, and that means that means a lot to me. Well, it means a lot to everybody, but you don't create as much human growth hormone the older you age. That's like when, so if you get a cut, and if it when you're a kid, it like, heals so quickly, that's your human growth hormone. But, when we get older, it doesn't happen. So at night, that's when you are creating your human growth hormone. But if you take medicine or you take anything for your body to digest food, especially carbs, your body will work on digesting that instead of creating human growth hormone, which is what keeps us young.
Yeah, and that's also why it's so important that when you do eat dinner, that it's a very balanced dinner full of protein. Because if you're just eating like a light salad or just carbs, something that doesn't have much like sustenance and balance to it, you need your protein, fat, and carb. And so if you're not getting that, that's why you're going to end up being so snacky like later on right before bed. So if you get that good balanced meal, you're not going to be hungry, and then that's going to take you through your whole night, and you're not going to wake up with blood sugar issues and all of that, and that alone is going to help you sleep better.
And then before I get into bed, I put you just have a routine, because then the reason we're telling you this is because it helps you, and it helps your brain know it's time to go to bed. So, we usually go to bed at 8:30 because my husband wants us to go to bed early, which I'm so grateful for now, because actually I sleep, actually I'm asleep by like 9:30. But anyways, it's telling, if you've got the routine, it's telling your body, it's your brain, like, okay, it's time to settle down. So then I put my little chapstick on, and then I use my Serenity and my Breathe. And I'm not joking you, I take this everywhere. Like it goes everywhere. Breathe is amazing because I put it on the bottom of my feet because it helps me breathe. So anytime you're even sick or you're congested, this will help you to breathe better. But then I put the Serenity on my big toe because the big toe is directly linked to the brain. And so I put it on both big toes at night. And then, of course, I put it up behind my ears, and then I put it on my nose, and then I go like this, and I go like this, and then I just kind of go like that. So I kind of douse myself in it. But it tells me my body's now ready, right, to fall asleep. And then I have a good book, right? This one's got feelings. But I usually will have a good book just in case if I want to read a little bit or rewatch The Office or something that's kind of like mind-numbing, that's easy, like soft on the heart.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very good tip too, because a lot of people start stimulating their mind right before bed. And so even if it's a book or a TV show, I do the same. I probably get into bed at probably 8:30. And my husband, he likes TV. So again, with the lights, we have our TV on, but you can actually, and if you didn't know this, now you know, you can change the settings on your TV. You can actually, I bring the brightness completely down. It's almost hard to see the screen, but that's our compromise because my husband does like TV. But with that, I'm not going to watch some action movie or even something that I'm interested in, like nutrition stuff. I will just get so sucked in that I don't want to fall asleep. So for one, it has to be mellow, and two, it has to be something that I've already watched before, because I'm not going to be enticed to stay up and see what happens because I know what happens. So something that's kind of like, I want to say mind-numbing, but something you don't have to think about. It's just mellow.
Yeah, because when you're doing that, you're also like, oh,
yeah, what's going to happen?
So then your gut, I caught myself doing it last night. We were watching this show, Revenge, and I'm like, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? But then I suck up, and it's so crazy because you forget to breathe, and then you basically are putting yourself in fight or flight.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, I can't wait. Suspense.
Yeah, so if you're a TV person, I'm a TV person. I love watching TV shows, but I kind of have a schedule for it. Like if I want to watch anything exciting or new, that's usually around 7:30, and that will take me into my bedtime. And once it hits 8:30, I'm just rewatching something I've watched before, something very calm. Like, my husband laughs at me all the time because he'll be like, oh, there's a new episode of this. Do you want? I'm like, nope, it's 9 o'clock. It's way too late for that. I cannot. He's like, okay. Yeah. I'm like, maybe tomorrow at 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like those things alone, and again, to reiterate the phone thing, we talk to a lot of people like, well, I use it for my alarm. You know, there are still old-fashioned alarm clocks that exist. Believe it or not, you can find them on Amazon or Target or whatever. That actually improved my health, my sleep a lot, putting it in the kitchen and just using an old-fashioned alarm clock. And you're not going to be tempted to look at it throughout the night, even if you wake up. Like, that's the thing, is addicting. If it's by you, you will grab it and look at it.
And it's zapping you, because I'm sure that your Bluetooth is on.
Yeah.
So turn that Bluetooth off. Charge it downstairs. Another thing that, real quick, is that you're not tempted to look at it first thing in the morning. You have to walk downstairs. You have to walk to another room. You're not going to just grab it. But you're able to get your scruples together first thing in the morning, and you're able to, like, not go directly to the phone.
Yeah.
Because that also messes with your sleep. Because what you do in the morning jacks with your sleep at night.
I just want to add one thing too that just have personally helped me is I used to have like a glass of wine at night to help wind down. But you know, I have this Oura ring and it does help track your sleep. And so I love it because I can do little kind of like studies on myself and see what works, what helps, what doesn't help. And just one glass of wine, one single one, my sleep scores would be way lower than if I didn't. And so one thing that's been helping me is incorporating mocktails, and I put magnesium, liquid magnesium in it. I have my little like herbal tinctures that I put in it. I put tart cherry juice, which has melatonin in it. So that alone has helped with sleep. And I know it's kind of a hard one, but just so you have an idea on why, sometimes we feel like it might help us get to sleep because we're like, whoa, but actually our body is not sleeping well. And so that's why a lot of time we wake up feeling kind of discombobulated and just not rested, because it actually prevents oxygen from going to the brain while sleeping. And that's what makes you feel rested. That's why when you're tired, you yawn because your brain is trying to get that oxygen. So unfortunately, alcohol hinders that, and that if you're having trouble sleeping, then it might be worth looking into switching to mocktails or tea instead of the wine or whatever it is you might be drinking.
And then one more thing. This is why we're telling you this. So we have a lot of people that come in, like even with hair loss, not, you know, that they're thinning in the hair. Sleep is actually a major factor of it.
Yeah.
So I know that it's hard to fathom that because we can't take a pill for it. Because I remember one time I had it, you know, actually Sanjay, a very good friend of mine, I had asked him, I told him my gut was jacked up. He's like,
he's the maker of this.
Yeah, he is. Very brilliant. We love him. But I told him I had really bad allergies. What could I take? And he goes, you need to clear your gut up first. And I was like, what? I don't have time for clearing my gut up. I got to get my allergies. He's like, no, but that's what's causing it. So you have to look at the root cause of it. And sleep is so important for your hair loss. I'm not even joking, and hair thinning. It's a major factor. So if you want your hair to grow in nice and shiny, get yourself some rest, because that also goes into the human growth hormone.
Yeah, that's why they call it beauty rest.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it helps with your hair, helps with your skin, helps you look vibrant because your body is repairing. And if you are trying to, you know, lose any like fat or anything like that, it actually helps with weight management, because if we're not sleeping, we're running on stress hormones, and that's just jacking everything up. So that's why it's called beauty rest.
Yeah. And so is that it?
That's
a wrap? That's a wrap.
That's a wrap, and you
Happy
sleep
sleeping.
well.
Sweet.